Okay, welcome back. Now, if you remember in our last couple of lessons, we've inserted an image into our background and we played with the CSS for that file, so it resizes depending on the size of the screen. Cool. Now we're going to look at positioning our content area so it's sitting in a more reasonable place. Now you can see at the moment on our web page, our content area is sitting directly over the copy cup, pretty much in the middle of the page. Well, I'm not happy with that, so I want to resize or reposition that div. Let me just close down that browser for the moment. We're back in a preview view. Now, if you remember, there is a div that is wrapping this entire content, and that div is called container. Okay, so if I have a play with the CSS rules on that container div, and you can see it over here on the right-hand side in my CSS styles panel, I can reposition that entire content area, including the header, the menu, the content area, and the footer, to a different part on the site. So let me double-click that one. And we've got our dialog box, our rule definition dialog box come up. Now, to reposition that, I go down to box, and you can see that at the moment the width is set to 600 and the height is set to whatever. So whatever is 100% by default. So if there's more text put in, it will expand out. That's fine. I'm happy with that at the moment. You can see that over on the side here, we've taken a tick out of the margins and we've set the top to 0, the right to auto, the bottom to 0, and the left to auto. So I'm going to change that a little bit now. I want to position it over on the left-hand side. So instead of having auto, I'm going to change it to a percentage. And the reason I change it to a percentage is because depending on how big the web page is, I only want it to sit a percent out from the left-hand side and a percent out from the top. If I choose pixels, then it will always sit that far out and it won't care about what size the screen is. So again, it's a little bit of responsive design. Just making sure that, dependent on the screen, that we get a good chance for the person to get the main part of the content, or at least to read the content in the website. So let's have a look. From the left-hand side, I'm going to choose 5% that I want it to sit out from the left-hand side. And from the top, I might choose 5% as well. We're just going to have a look at what that looks like. You can see when I click outside those boxes that it changes from pixels to percent on the drop-down menu. I'm just going to get rid of auto on the right, and I'm going to get rid of 0 in the bottom. So I've just got 5 from the top and 5 from the left, or 5% from the top and 5 from the left. Let's press apply, see what we get, and OK. And once again, it sort of looks OK in preview, but it's very hard to see until I look into a browser screen. So I'm going to press Control S, because you can see I need to save my, well, I'll have to click in my style.css file first to actually save it. I'm going to press Control S to save that, and I'm going to go F12 to open it up in a browser screen. Okay, cool. You can now see that it's sitting over on the left-hand side and that my copy cup is on the right-hand side, and I can sort of see that my bit of text is still a little bit covered up the top. So I might need to resize it even a little bit more. And 5%, yeah, it's not too bad. I might even drop that down a little bit. So let's close that off. We might need to make a few little changes to get it positioned over on the right where I want it. So let's go back into container. Let's drop it back into box, and we'll drop it down to, let's say, 3% on either side, and we'll apply that. And the other thing we might do is we might pull the width of the box in a little bit. So I'm going to pull it in by 500, and I suspect I might have some other problems when I do this, but for the moment I'm just going to press that in 500. I'm going to apply it. I'm going to press OK. Now I'll have a look just in the preview, and I can see already my menu area here is dipping outside. Okay, it's not set to 500, so it's not happy. So I might have a look and see. My menu one is called navigation, and we'll just go into the box on that one. You can see it's set at 600, so let's change that to 500 as well and apply that. Okay, hopefully that will be all right. I have to save my style.css, so just Control S, and once again out to F12, have a look at it in the web page. Okay, all right, that's looking a bit cooler. Okay, I can sort of see my page a little bit now. I'm not planning to have that much text in there, so I'm going to reduce that down. But now I've got my copy cup up below. I can see my little take a load off and stay a while. And I'm not having a lot of content, so I'm just having a bit of content on the left-hand side. So I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. I'll make some more changes in a sec, but that's a good job. Well done.